Not long ago, Volvo invited me to test drive the EX30. That's right, nearly a year after it debuted at Milan Auto Show, the locally produced version has finally arrived in China. I don't want to elaborate too much on the car itself, since you are probably quite familiar with it. What I really want to talk about is its architecture, the SEA platform from Geely. As you can see, all the Zeekr, Smarts, Lotus EVs, plus the Polestar 4, Galaxy E8, G-Yue 01, the EX30, and even this weird thing are all built on the SEA platform. However, each of these cars has a much different design language and tuning character, and sometimes it's hard to believe they all come from the same platform. So in this video, I'll explain what exactly the SEA platform is all about. I'm Harris, you're watching my TV. In the beginning, the SEA platform consists of 5 branches, each corresponding to different sizes and functions. But as the vehicle lineup expanded, this classification gradually lost its meaning. The distinctions between SEA2 and SEA-E became blurred. The SEA-S seemed to have become Lotus EPA, and SEA-M, a new branch, also emerged alongside the introduction of Zeekr Mix. So how do we make sense of all the models on this platform? It's simple, just look at Volkswagen. People have joked that Volkswagen only has 2 cars, the Golf and the Touareg. Confused? Let me explain. Based on the Golf, Volkswagen created the Polo by reducing the size, the Tiguan by lifting it, the Passat by adding a boot, and the Touareg by pumping it up. As for the Touareg, its 7-seater version became the Audi Q7, the performance version became the Porsche Cayenne, the luxury version became the Bentley Bentayga, and the racy version became the Lamborghini Urus. Although this is a mild exaggeration, it does show how powerful Volkswagen MQB and MLB platforms are, capable of supporting a lot of vehicles with different functions and personalities under the same mechanical architecture. And the SEA platform adopts a similar concept. If we consider the Zeekr 01 and Zeekr X as a Touareg and Golf respectively, everything becomes clear. On the MLB branch, the Polestar 4 is a Porsche Cayenne, the Lotus Eletre is a Lamborghini Urus, and the Zeekr 009 can be seen as the ultimate cabin space counterpart of the Audi Q7. Meanwhile, on the MQB branch, the Zeekr 007 is the Passat, the Smart 1 and 3 are the Audi Q2 and Q3. As for the newly released Zeekr Mix, we can see it as the Volkswagen Touran in the entire lineup. Lastly, the Volvo EX30. We can see that it's actually very similar to the Volkswagen T-Roc. You might think that without the complex mechanical structure of internal combustion engine cars, electric cars will have more flexible layouts and fewer hardware limitations. But it's not that simple. The capability of the carmaker is still the decisive element. Take Volkswagen as an example. They mastered the modular design in ICE cars, but for EVs, the MEB platform is quite limited. The China-exclusive ID.6 even has the same width as the ID.4, and the PPE platform that Volkswagen placed so much hope in so far has only been one model. In contrast, the flexibility and performance potential of the SEA platform really stand out. The wheelbase it supports range from 1800mm to 3300mm, covering everything from A to F class vehicles. The front suspension is compatible with everything from McPherson strut to double wishbones. Lotus has even developed bespoke 5-link suspensions for both front and rear. The architecture includes the SEA OS, a highly integrated operating system with over 4,000 open API interfaces, maximizing software compatibility. What Geely is trying to achieve is to make the SEA platform similar to the MQB and MLB on the hardware side, and leans towards Android for software. And they did it. What I found with Volvo EX30 is that its design, both inside and out, the infotainment, the way it drives, are quite different from the Zeekr X and the Smart 1. The Zeekr X especially surprised me during my first test drive because it felt like such a European-style car, yet had a comfortable ride that suits Chinese consumers. While the EX30 still feels like a typical Volvo, the steering is lighter, the throttle response is quicker, and the suspension feels firmer and tighter, reminding me of the first time I drove the Lincoln Co. 01, which has a pure European-style tuning. Despite these two sharing the same battery pack and powertrain, the Volvo EX30, being smaller and lighter, has longer range, faster acceleration, and more responsive handling. And I think these differences in specs matches well with their different chassis setups. Indeed, the rise of smart EVs has brought us features we couldn't have imagined before. But focusing on these features has also made the designs and driving experience dull and similar. Modular design has only made this worse. However, Chinese EV makers are leading the way in changing this situation. Other than Geely, NIO and XPeng are also doing the same. NIO has already made 8 models on the NT 2.0 platform and moving to the 3.0 version, while XPeng has planned for over 10 new models based on its latest Fuyao architecture. So we still can see a lot more variety and excitement in the future.